Hey Shannon, here is a breakdown of a clean and jerk. This is actually a triple, look like a pause below or at the knee, and a jerk. But I'm just going to break down the final one. I didn't see a continuous clean in this, but I think it'll be effective in figuring out a couple things we need to work on. I like your start position. Shoulders are slightly in front of the bar. You look pretty set up well. You might be a little arched, which is classic gymnast thing, right? Is like pulling into extension, which is largely okay. But if we pull too much into extension, you're going to lead with your head, and you don't do a bad job. You keep pushing up, but we don't want to get too much extension right there. We'd like to be like braced through your core, like push out, thinking about like belly out, back out, with a big diaphragmatic breath. So really braced over pulling up into like an arch, right? Arch is only going to get the extension posture is only going to get your low back tight. Whereas if we brace, we'll get tightness in your abdomen and in your low back. I can't tell for certain, obviously, because this is just a video, what your thought process is, but that would just be a concern. So think about that tight brace from there. Good push. You're maintaining a pretty constant torso angle from there to there, and I like it. So you pause here, and this actually is a pretty cool illustration of something that I like to correct with my athletes is once you go here, if you're pausing at the knee or slightly below like this, the first action out of this needs to be more push, right? And you would see more push by the knees coming back just a hair more off the start. So once you get out of this position, it should be initiated by a push, and we're going to see you initiate it by opening your back, right? And what typically happens is that means your torso above the knee is going to be a little too tall, right? It's going to be like up. You can see that as you come out of here. So now above the knee, right there, your torso is really upright, and that's going to always lead the bar forward, and it's going to make you have to chase the bar with your hips just a little bit instead of being back on you, right? So what we want to do out of this position right here is push with the knees and push the knees back, push the feet down. Feet down initiates and makes everything go. It's not head up or back. We don't want that. We want push with the legs. We're going to push with the legs. And at that position, when you get slightly above the knee, you should remain kind of over the bar, right? Your torso shouldn't have changed from this angle, right? So that's your back angle here, right below the knee. And then when we come up, right now your back angle just above the knee has already opened up, right? So when we open up early like that, the bar is going to be forward. We're going to chase it with our hips. Our hips are going to have to come forward violently. And you see at the top of your clean, your heels are off the ground. It's going to crash on you, or you're going to have to loop it back. It's going to feel off, right? So if we stay over a little longer, push just a little longer, right? Push to this point and stay over, then it'll come back into our hips and we'll be a little more flat-footed when we get to the top, and that'll make for a little easier clean. Do a good job out of this one on a triple. That's really impressive. So you'll see in your program, we're going to pause above the knee a lot, right? I'll write ATK for above the knee, not at the knee, above the knee, and that'll make you stay over. On your jerk, I'm super pumped about it. I would say, again, you're probably too arched right here. You're leaving your hips out, right? So if I drew a line straight down from the bar, your hips would be behind it right now, as opposed to in line. So again, I want to think about a tight brace, but your position underneath the bar is pretty good, right? So nice, strong position. Looks pretty good. I think we could bring your hips, if we start with that brace, your hips will be underneath the bar and you'll make a little straighter line instead of having that big arch right there, and it might make you support more weight overhead feel a little more comfortable, but I can't complain too much. That looked really solid. Hope that helps.